Let's talk about Naughty Dog since we were on that topic. Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet promo video blurs out a pride flag. Was it a pride flag? I didn't actually see like definitive proof, but it does definitely look like it. Has Sony learned their lesson? Probably not. They're probably just trying to trick people into buying it by releasing normal marketing, but they haven't cleaned house yet, so they've definitely not gotten all of the woke garbage out.
And so to know that there was so much hatred, and so much backlash, it was hurtful. So yeah, and I feel like those same people that were hating are gonna play that game, and guess what? They're gonna love it. So
yeah, not with that face, not with that attitude. No thanks. Get that shit out of here. If that's how you're gonna be acting in the game, I don't want any part of it. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Not gonna pay money for it unless it's great and they do turn things around. But I doubt it at this point.
What is up, Space Pirates?
Hello.
This is your Admiral.
Hello, Admiral.
The decidedly debonair Dr. Disaster. And Naughty Dog has long been one of those companies that stood at the forefront of progressive, shit-lib values being pushed into entertainment.
Can't you stop your lips from flapping for 2 little minutes?
It didn't matter how much we told them that we didn't want to hear their crap. It didn't matter to them at all when we said that we just wanted to play video games and not have all the messaging rubbed in our faces like a dirty diaper. The Last of Us 2 stands as a perfect testament to everything that Naughty Dog has become in recent years, taking a beloved older game franchise, hollowing it out by killing one of the primary characters.
Yeah, didn't they base the story of The Last of Us 2 on like Middle Eastern politics from like 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, something like that? I heard something about it. I did a video on it.
That everyone identified with, and then forcing players to use the roided out woman that killed him in order to prove some kind of progressive point that women can do everything that men can do, and if you didn't enjoy using Abby, and if you didn't agree with Ellie sparing Abby at the end of the game, then apparently that was just you being some sort of misogynist.
I'm glad that I watched, I think it was Jacksepticeye play this, and I don't remember him having a great time.
Guilty on all charges, Your Honor.
And of course, they injected LGBT relationships all over the story of The Last of Us 2, and in The Last of Us TV show.
Usually I watch all the gaming TV shows and gaming movies. I skipped this one. I even watched the Halo TV series.
They had entire episodes that were basically all about same-sex relationships.
Yep, no thanks.
This is a studio that has made it their priority to lecture the world about left-wing social justice shit at every turn.
Everybody's always gay with you.
So my question...
And I don't even care if the story's good, but if that's what the story... You basically had an agenda and then you made a show around it.
The question then is, why the hell did this just happen? The image on the screen here comes from a little clip that has been circulating on social media, which comes directly from Naughty Dog themselves in a video celebrating their 40th anniversary. And in the image, you can see a person with a shirt that has a blurred out image on the front, and everyone has noticed that this image looks very much like a rainbow pride flag of some kind.
And it definitely looks like a rainbow person, if you know what I mean.
The gal wearing the shirt certainly looks like someone who would support that cause. So once again, I have to ask, why? For what reason would Naughty Dog suddenly have to hide something that they have strongly...
Because the culture has shifted.
...embraced so recently. And the optimistic side of me is hoping that
the agenda doesn't work if there's no money to be made behind it. Like, if you're going to lose out on money, that's what I've been saying this whole time. It's all just corporate bullshit, and they're only marketing, man. They're pandering to a market, and once that market that they're pandering to, they realize it doesn't exist, they just drop all of it.
The answer is that they want to distance themselves from this. In other words, I'm hopeful that they have decided to flee this crap.
Get me the hell out of here!
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video. now have some for future
Knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Alright though, let's talk about this blurred out image from Naughty Dog and the implications that this might have. Now, on the one hand, let's be real here, there may be something else that was printed on the shirt that they didn't want their brand associated with. Maybe there was profanity or something like that on the shirt, but it really does look like a rainbow.
By the way, for a company that releases M-rated games.
Symbol. I'm going to let you see it for yourself though in live action and let you decide what you think it is. Let's look at the actual clip from this video that has been circulating around, and then we will talk about it some more.
Meaning?
That is the core of our craft, is authenticity.
I know our studio will continue to create amazing story-driven, character-based games that touch upon the human experience.
Like I said, to me, that definitely looks like a pride rainbow symbol, and if that is the case, then the question is, why the hell would they do this? Why would they hide that? And the answer is, in my view, that they have likely finally noticed the effects of their incessant activism.
Or it's a logo that's got a rainbow on it, and they just can't show a logo because it's corporate. I mean, that's also viable. But this situation definitely doesn't look good. You should have known, even if that was the case, not to wear a rainbow. Like, you get what you deserve, I guess.
And they want to be rid of it. This past spring, they really effed around and found out with Season 2 of The Last of Us TV show. Take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes score for the second season. The audience absolutely hated it as soon as the story from the first game ended and the story for the second game began. And if you look here, you can see that even the mainstream media had to admit, after a month or so of trying to build it all up and make the show sound like it was just as popular as ever, they had to admit in the mainstream media that the viewership for the show tanked, which it absolutely did. People checked out.
Alabama John said he wants to talk with you right now. He is also live on Rumble. Hey, I'd love to talk, man. Probably not tonight, but definitely, like, schedule something.
Out of the show for a variety of reasons. They hated what was done to Joel. They hated the constant, obnoxious, in-your-face LGBT elements, with Ellie doing
Tell him to hit me up on X.
Stupid shit like saying, "I'm gonna be a dad." And on that subject, everyone quickly realized that the potato, aka Bella Ramsey, does not have the screen presence to be an action star. She looks hilarious on screen, firing guns and pretending to be some kind of a badass. In a nutshell, all of the stupid shit from that second game, which gamers hated on for years, was revealed to be hated by the general audience as well. For a long time, Naughty Dog got to hide behind the cover of the millions of copies that The Last of Us 2 sold when it came out, saying that anyone who didn't like the game was clearly just some fringe minority because we sold millions of copies. But
dude, I so fucking hate whenever companies are like, hey man, everybody who doesn't like this, you're just haters, and then that all criticism is just labeled as that. And that's how you get shit like this. That's how you get bullshit, and that's how you get owned on the fucking internet, is whenever you just call all of your critics haters. And instead, like, the real critics is who you follow, but the people who actually play the stuff are just being haters whenever they criticize. Like, come on, get fucking real. Like, who are you selling the game to? People or the critics?
Reality. There were a ton of people who were fooled into buying that game. There were a ton of people who didn't listen to warnings and bought the game because they loved the first one so much and they regretted their purchase right after buying it. That second game.
I am a poor boy. I have always been a poor boy. I don't have money to just be buying video games that suck, or video games that I don't want, or video games that are going to burn me. So I do a lot of research before I buy games. I've been heavy into the gaming culture for a very long time, probably since I was about 14 years old.
rode on the coattails of the first game quite clearly. In fact, that second game though was so despised that if they ever do make a third Last of Us game, it will be very interesting to see how well that game ends up selling. I think that they would find that The Last of Us 2 would take a chunk out of their hide, so to speak. And that is why I think they might be distancing themselves.
I think a third one might sell very well, probably better than the second one, but not better than the first one. I'll tell you that. It's probably going to be even more hated than the second one.
From the rainbow flag. Keep in mind that such a decision might very well be coming from Sony and not Naughty Dog. They likely aren't very pleased with how all the politically controversial shit affected Ghost of Yote, and I suspect that Sony may want to bail on this sort of thing moving forward. And if you want,
a bunch of companies are already. I see it. I see the writing on the wall.
Another example as to why they might feel that way, look no further than the most recent Naughty Dog game that was just announced last year at the Game Awards, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. The initial reception to this trailer here, featuring the bald and uglified woman, well, you can see that it was not very good. The trailer was released on the official PlayStation channel, and down here you can see that it got 3.1 million views in almost a year, and just behold that glorious
I'm thinking that this is going to be a Star Wars Outlaws situation.
ratio, which was damn near 3-to-1. They got 118,000 likes and just a smidgen over 300,000 dislikes. And just look at the comments on this thing. They sell hair as a separate DLC. From the studio that got rid of all the people who originally made those games you loved as a kid and that we will still take credit for.
Right?
You can really tell. This
Same with all these companies, man. Like, they are not the same companies that we grew up with. A lot of people like to treat them that way, like to not even think about it. They hear Bungie and they want to play the next Bungie game because they loved Halo. It's like, these are not the same people.
started production in 2020. And yeah, the comments section makes it quite clear that people were not happy with the look of this game. They ripped Naughty Dog apart for their blatant wokeness this past.
It's really sad, man. I hope this game is great. I really do. And I hope all the political nonsense is not in it. I doubt that it isn't, but I really hope, because I like a lot of these vibes. It really reminds me of the 1980s. And it seems like they're not using Unreal Engine, while everybody right now is using Unreal Engine and everything is poorly optimized. Hopefully we get something good out of this, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Summer, the actress who plays the main character in this game, very snidely declared that we were gonna buy this game anyways.
So yeah, and I feel like
People are gonna not buy it just because you said that.
those same people that were hating are gonna play that game, and guess what? They're gonna love it. So they can be mad.
I'm probably gonna watch Asmongold play it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't believe Sony shares this woman's optimism, and I have to say that this blurred image on the shirt is at least a little encouraging. Unfortunately for Naughty Dog, though, distancing themselves from that messaging is not going to save Intergalactic, the same way that it will not save The Last of Us TV show moving forward. What they have to do now is sow the seeds for a future beyond those games and shows, and hope that eventually they can win back the goodwill of the fans. But I'm going to leave it there.
They're gonna have to make major changes. I don't think they can do it. I think the company is either going to completely collapse, or they're going to start getting sold off very, very soon. When I say soon, I mean like within the next 5 years. If they don't do something, man. I don't think Intergalactic is going to save them. And once they are on their own, I think, and Sony's just like, nope, go get fucked, man. Then I think maybe we'll get something great. But I don't know, man. All the corner cutting, that's really what did it. The corporate bullshit and the pandering just completely cooked them, man. Don't get political. Don't get mad on the internet. I don't know what else to say.